Sunday picks. Let's go. This first game I feel pretty darn good about. We got the Panthers and the Saints are only favored here, -3.5. While the Saints are coming off of a very shocking win against the Green Bay Packers. And the Panthers are coming off of a win, but it looks like the Jets could struggle this season, so I'm not here to give the Panthers too much credit yet. I'm going to take the Saints to dominate in this one and to easily cover the spread, -3.5. Next, we have the Bengals taking on the Bears. And while the Bears are favored by 3, I don't really see why, because they did not look good in Sunday Night Football. And yes, the Bengals came away with a shocking win over Minnesota, but they did struggle with that offensive line. We all thought they would, and they did. But here's the thing. I think if Joe Burrow can get enough time to get that offense moving down the field, then I think the Bengals are going to upset here. So I'm taking the Bengals +3. This next matchup is tricky because it's one of the largest spreads of the week. The Browns are favored by -12.5 to the Houston Texans. And it's kind of funny because the Browns lost last week and the Texans won. But I guess the roles are reversed, and I'm actually going to roll with the Browns to cover this large spread because they're pissed, they're at home, and the Jags are not the Browns. The Browns are a good team on both sides of the ball, so let's go with Baker Mayfield to get his shit together and win this damn game with flying colors. Next, we got the Bills taking on the Dolphins. The Bills coming off of a loss, the Dolphins coming off of a win. The Bills are favored -3 here. I'm going to take them. I know this game is in Miami, but I love the Bills to win this. If we think back to the playoff game last year, they sat a lot of their starters and still dominated this Miami team. I know Miami came off of a win, but the Bills are pissed. They just lost their opening game in their own field to the Steelers. They're going to come back and they're going to win this game. Next, we have the Colts taking on the Rams. And Matt Stafford looked just as good as everybody had hoped. The Rams look like that Super Bowl caliber team we were hoping for, and the Colts did not. Unfortunately, I did take them last week. Carson Wentz looks like Carson Wentz again. I'm going to roll with the Rams here at -4. It is 2021, and the Philadelphia Eagles are sitting on top of the NFC East. Bet you didn't expect to hear that from anybody, but yeah, it's true, but it's only week 2, and I do not like their chances this week against the 49ers. 49ers dominated this past weekend, and though they did have a couple of injuries, I like their chances to cover at -3.5 here. Next, we have the Broncos taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. While the Broncos dominated week 1, the Jaguars look like a team that may be picking pretty high again in the 2022 draft. I think we should see the Broncos cover with ease here at -6. Next, we have 2 rookie quarterbacks in the same division. This is going to be a fun showdown. And it's the Patriots and the Jets. While the Patriots are only favored here, -6 points, I like them to cover. Let's not forget the Jets did struggle against Carolina this past week, and the Patriots almost beat Miami. Mac Jones looked great in preseason. Yeah, they did lose week 1, but I expect them to bounce back this week with a convincing win over the New York Jets. Next, we have one of the worst teams in the league, the Atlanta Falcons, taking on one of the best teams in the league, the Super Bowl champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the spread is currently -12.5. Obviously, the Bucs are favored here, but look at that Cowboys game. There was a huge spread. The Cowboys had an offense. They kept it close. But do the Atlanta Falcons have an offense? I'd say so. And I think they're going to put up more points than they did last week. I think Matt Ryan's going to get his shit together. And I think they're going to keep this one within 12.5. So I'm going to actually take the underdogs here, the Atlanta Falcons, to cover the spread. This next game, I also feel incredibly confident about. We got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are favored here by 6 points. And honestly, the Titans looked like hot garbage against the Cardinals this past week. They got smoked. Nobody saw it coming. And guess what? They need some help on the defensive side of the ball. They did pick up my buddy Bud Dupree from the Steelers. I expect them to kind of bounce back, and I do think they're going to keep it within 6 here. So take the Titans +6. Speaking of the Cardinals, they are taking on the struggling Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins did not look too good this past week. I really think the poor people of Minnesota are pretty fed up at this point, and they want some answers. But I don't expect those answers to come this week. I like the Cardinals -4.5 here. They look so good over the Titans. I expect them to keep it rolling. I think they're definitely going to make the playoffs this year, and I think they're going to roll over the Vikings this week. This next game is going to be one of the best matchups of the week. We have the Dallas Cowboys, who went out there and surprised everybody against the Tampa Bay Bucks, taking on the Chargers that look just as good as people predicted coming into this season. The Chargers are currently favored by 3, because Justin Herbert looks outstanding and so does the defense. But I am going to take a little Dallas upset here. I can't believe I'm saying it. I didn't think the Dallas Cowboys would come out as hot as they looked, but you know what? Their offense is rolling. And if we're looking at weapons, I do think the Cowboys have the upper hand here. I think they're going to put up a fight. I like the Dallas Cowboys +3 against the Chargers. Now, this next game is very exciting for me to talk about. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Raiders. And yeah, the Steelers walked into Buffalo. And like I told you guys, they're a better team than you guys were giving them credit for. And you know what? So are the Raiders. I took the Raiders to have a pretty good season this year, and guess what? They beat the Baltimore Ravens in primetime. But the Ravens are pretty beat up, and guess what? Steelers are completely healthy. And the Raiders got to go into a very loud Heinz Field Stadium and try to win this game. I think the Steelers are pumped. I think they're ready to prove people wrong. And I like the Steelers to win by at least a touchdown, so I'm taking the Steelers -6 here. This next game is the matchup of the week, baby. We got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And every time these two teams play, number one, it's always prime time because who doesn't want to watch it? It's an outstanding game. And number two, it's always close. And for that exact reason, I am taking the Ravens +4 here. Do I think the Ravens are going to win? Probably not, but I like their chances to keep it tight. I think they're going to fix their mistakes that they faced in the Raiders game, and I think they are going to keep this one interesting. Take the Ravens +4. It's only week 2, and I feel like it's the playoffs. These matchups are good, they're fun, and I freaking love football season. Let us know your favorite matchup below in the comments. Until next time, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and enjoy your football Sunday.